Hello everyone, welcome to another mod overview, this time on Milk Plus. A mod that simply gives Milk more functionality, whether it be in the world, in a cauldron. I haven't tested with a tank yet, so I don't know if that works. And a few other things. So, the mod itself only adds in, item-wise at least, or accessible from REI, a milk bucket and the fluid itself. So, as you can see here, I've already put milk in this cauldron, which I just happened to do with like so, and that's now emptied the bucket. I can obviously pick it back up if I want. If you want to get milk bottles, you can simply just select like so. They don't stack, of course. And do the typical there, so we'll just get an effect real quick. We'll just give ourselves, I don't know, fire resistance or something, so it's not harmful. So if we don't, say, want fire resistance anymore, we can now get rid of it with a typical bottle. I don't know why. Interesting, that's just... Is that just... Interesting, so it's only giving me bottles, it's not actually completely removing the milk, so that's a bug. Or a lack of implementation of the feature, I guess, to do that. Either way, it's just spawning bottles, basically, so that's not supposed to happen. You can right-click and put the milk that's in the bottle in the cauldron if you want, and obviously you do need to have enough in there for it to allow you to use a bucket, because it needs the 3 in there, or I guess the 1000 millibuckets in there or something. So now we can put it back. Let's see, if we get a milk bottle, we can't put it in the world with that. No, we can't. Neither with sneaking. If we do this with milk bucket, we'll just do that. And I think it kind of acts similar to water, so it'll put out fires and stuff like that. If you stand in it, it'll do the sort of status effect benefit. So, and if you want to actually drink from a milk bucket, you don't have to use bottles. You can just sneak to then consume it. So we actually give ourselves fire resistance again. And we just pour this out, we can jump straight in, and it will remove it for us. So, still does have its typical milk properties, but it's expanded upon to its new features now. So the default behavior is that, so crouching now requires you, is required to drink it, rather than just typical clicking. That will obviously pour water, the fluid onto the ground now. Standing in, that removes that, we know that. We know it can be put in cauldrons, which we've tested. They can be removed. Milk bottles can be made, yeah, we've already tested that. And dyeable items. So I assume this means you can use it similar to how you have water in a cauldron. So just put this back in, and we'll try with some leather armor that we'll put in. I'll set the time of day so it's easier to see. And we'll just add, say, just a random dye. Let's see. We'll just go blue. And there we go. And we can right-click it, and that will make it white. Interesting. So instead of it being like water, where it completely removes it, it just changes it to... Oh, there we go. Just the angle I was doing it. And now that completely washes it out. So it makes it completely white. So I guess more equivalent to white wool in a way. I would assume it's kind of like just moving it back to that sort of state, but instead it's milk rather than using water to like completely wash it away. I don't know. So that's interesting. I guess if you want a white colored one, you can just easily put it in here. Maybe can we use like a leather one that's got nothing on it? Yes, we can. So we can actually just apply white from there, or we can completely force it to this color compared to with an existing dyed one as well. So yeah, you can easily swap it out to a white color if you want to apply it when there's nothing on, and to switch dyes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see if I can add a tank quickly. It'll have to be from probably a big mod, because that's the ones that I can think of off the top of my head, so I'll get that real quick and then show that off and see if it's compatible with other fabric, fluid, or dictionary type things. 1 second. Okay, so back, and obviously I've got a handful of different mods that add tanks. So I've got the large fluid tank mod, Astromine, Tech Reborn, and Mechanics here. Along with, I think, the BC Pipes one, which I don't know if that also adds some tanks. Yes, it does add a simple fluid tank, so we can also test that as well. And not stacking that. I could also test technically, I guess, fluid pipes, but again, we don't even know if this works yet, so we'll just test. So that's not going to. I forget how Astromines works. So I think it's just something like. So that's a creative tank, so we know that works. That's milk. That's cool. So we'll go milk here. I am in creative, correct? Yes. So we can right click that. That works, and it consumes it every time. So we do have to be careful here. We do have a milk cell, so maybe it does actually recognize it, because there is a fluid there, so my assumption is maybe if it's like that, it works immediately. So there's a milk block, a milk fluid block, then it'll recognize it, I guess. So we've got a primitive, one bucket there. It says empty there, but either way, that doesn't change anything. Tank there, let's see if that sends it over. Think it will. Doesn't matter. So that works, and that works. We all know those work. We've got a creative one here from Tech Reborn. So that's got configurable fluids. Apparently, it's just a creative one, so it doesn't matter too much. The regular, so that's in. So that's just empty, but there's nothing saying it shouldn't work. So we can right click this one. So just visually not showing up. It's just not doing anything. So that maybe doesn't work. That's just typical right-clicking. If we go to here, what happens? So that consumed it. We can take it in and out. Okay, so just visually not showing up, maybe, because maybe you need more in there for it to show up? Or it just doesn't acknowledge anything. But what you put in does come back out, eventually. Use a milk cell in there? No, we cannot. Okay. It's probably good for these, I assume. And the BC1 does not either. Okay, so use any other fluid piping you can see, and I'm not too familiar with BC's pipes, because I tried to test it in 1.14 and I had no luck, so I don't know if it works here. Fluid inserter, fluid replicator, what else is we'll just go with the fluid pipes here as well too. So just go with the large fluid tank, because that one's most clear to me of what works. We just go in here, that's not doing anything. No, I assume that's not gonna acknowledge the pipes either. There's no engine units there. I forget how this one works. Yeah, this is all out of my area, so I'm not going to do that. We'll try and say Astromine, which doesn't connect to that. Okay, so we'll do Neptunian. We'll just connect that. Can we do like a thing to that? Doesn't connect, does it? No, so we can't test those, unfortunately. But let's just say it does work in most tank mods, or at least if it doesn't show it visually, it still works in the case of the mechanics ones. But I'd say probably go large fluid tank if you want like a small tank mod that you can put fluids in and then take in and out and such. Or connect to a few things. But if you want to use like Tech Reborn or mechanics, you can. Astromine you can. But not so much the BC Pipes one, which I know some people probably do use, but I don't know enough about it, because I've just never understood it that properly. Like the pipes and such I understand, because I've used Buildcraft before, but yeah, not in the way the mod designs it. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and bye.